Hi, everyone. Let's talk about math. How are your kids doing in math? I have found from my years as a teacher, a parent, and many years ago as a math student that many kids don't feel confident in math. I think this happens because teachers have to teach math to an entire classroom of kids, which means kids don't get individualized instruction. I know some families can send their kids to math tutors, and that does make a difference. Others have to rely on YouTube to figure out what is going on with kids' homework when they ask for help. I have a better solution. I have a math course that is part math tutor, part YouTube video to help your kids feel confident about math. I'm going to share my screen and give you a tour. Okay, so this is the first page of my fractions math course. I also have math courses on multiplication and division and addition and subtraction. So you can see the first lesson in my fractions course is a letter explaining how to use the course. This course is different than other courses that you might take because I'm going to tell you exactly which steps to take to move through the course. And they're a little bit different than you would expect because these are based on what we most recently have learned about brain science. And that is that we have to try problems before learning how to solve them. That primes our brain and gets our neural connections ready to accept new information. Then we watch the video and learn. Then we put away the work for the night. The next day or two, we look at the review sheet that I provide and then try the activity. We're only going to spend 5 to 10 minutes a night working on each lesson. We're also going to be working at multiple lessons at once. This process is called interleaving, and it's where you learn something new before you have finished learning something old. And it's super helpful for your brain because it helps make your connections stronger and it prepares you to differentiate about when to use which information in a way that math practice, where we learn one thing completely and then move on to another thing. Let's look at some more lessons. So here on the side, I can either click here, complete and continue to show that I have completed this, continue, and then move on to the next lesson, or just move on to the next lesson. Now, this course starts at the very beginning of fractions and moves through them through fifth grade and sixth grade fractions. You don't have to start at the beginning. You can pick the lesson that best applies to what you need to learn. And here you can see me again talking on the video. So we'll start with lesson one, equal parts of a whole. You can see I have a couple videos here that you can watch. And then I also have the worksheet. So you're going to go ahead and print out this worksheet first, have your student try it or your kid try it before watching the video. As I said, that's going to prime their brains and make their neural networks in their brains ready to encode that new information that they get from the video. After they do the worksheet, then watch the video, they go back to the worksheet and fix any mistakes that they made or answer questions that they really just didn't know how to answer. The next day, they're going to look at this review sheet. The review sheet has all of the information from the video just in a one-page form, and you can print this out for them as well. Then I have an activity page for every lesson. And the activity page doesn't give students problems, but it gives them either cards to pull or you can use dice and roll them to create problems. So students are creating their own problems to practice what they learned. This is helpful because it's unlimited practice. They can practice over and over and over again, whereas with a worksheet, it's not as helpful once you've learned how to solve those specific problems. So they should be working on the activities every night for just a few minutes, but for several nights in a row. It's called spaced practice, and it's helpful because our brain forgets a little bit of what we've learned in the time between the practice sessions. So we have to remember it, relearn it a little bit, and that's going to make the connections much, much stronger, and they'll be more likely to remember the information for longer, which is always the goal. And then the last part of each lesson is the answer key for the worksheet, so you can check their work. You won't be able to check their work easily with the activity page because there is no answer key. But if you sign up for the monthly membership, you'll get access to a community where you can post a picture of their work and say, is this right? And I will respond and let you know. All right, so we've got, let's skip ahead here to, let's try fractions 10. and that is fractions on the number line with fraction strips. So you can see the first thing we have is the video, and that's going to load in just a minute. There we go. There I am again. And then we have the worksheet. So remember, you start with printing out the worksheet. And then we have the review sheet, the activity page, and the answer key. And all of these PDF documents in here, you can download and print out for easy use. Or if you don't need to, you can just look at them on the computer. So you can see we have quite a few lessons here as I'm scrolling down. We're up to fractions 30, fractions 53. So the reason we have so many lessons for fractions is, number one, I'm spanning from 3rd grade to 5th grade with the fractions lessons. But also I have broken down each skill into its most basic components. I know that sometimes when kids are in the classroom and the teacher introduces a new topic, they don't have that background knowledge that they need to understand it. So I wanted to make sure if you move through this course from lesson to lesson, you will never be missing background information. And sometimes in the video, I'll say, go watch this video if you are having trouble with this. And then again, with the community page, you can always send me a message and I will get back to you to help you out with it. Okay, so that was my fractions course. I'm so excited to be able to share this with you. I do think it's going to make a big difference in kids' lives because having a strong foundation in math is going to be essential for so many other topics and careers. So if your child wants to be an engineer, they're going to need to have a strong math foundation. Anything in the sciences is going to need math, but also in business, they need to know math. So this is just something that is going to make math feel easier. And it's not a huge investment, either with money or with time. As I said, just a few minutes a day is going to be what it takes to work through these lessons. And then I have priced them so that they are affordable for most families. You can either buy an individual course and have access to it forever for $50, or for $20 a month, you can have access to all of my courses and the community page where you can ask me questions. I'll be there answering other people's questions. You can talk to each other. So it's a really supportive place to be. All right. If you are interested, just click the link and you'll go to the page and then you will see all the options for signing up. Thanks so much for watching.